Hey y'all. I guess I'm ready to give my commentary on Ready to Love. Okay, this is either season 1 episode 21 or season 2 episode 11 because on my cable it says season 1. Okay, and this is like the season finale. And I had no idea until the end of this episode that there was going to be a reunion. I'm so excited about that because now receipts can be pulled up from throughout the season on people who were lying and doing other kind of stuff. So I cannot wait for the reunion. I actually hope the reunion has more than one part. That'd be great. Anyway, this is just my commentary, so I may not be going in order. And I'm sorry for the nasally voice, but I'm a little congested. But Ready to Love, the season finale, okay? First, at the beginning of the episode, okay, we see that Alexis is still trying to go in. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time, okay, talking about her. I'm just going to sum it right on up. But Alexis is still trying to go in, and she's giving Divine some more information on how London has been behaving toward her and how Divine needs to be concerned, basically. She tells Divine that after the last wine bar where she was going in on him for like 3 full minutes or whatever, when she was supposed to be with Brent now and off of London, she says that after that whole situation that she had locked her keys in her car and that he was there helping her. He called whatever he called, somebody to come help her, a tow truck, whatever, and that he paid for it. And that while they were out there standing, he pulled her to him for a kiss. He pulled her in for a kiss. She kissed him. He's okay, so she says that. And so Divine is like, oh really, y'all kissed? Oh really? Now it's Monday morning, okay? This episode aired on Saturday evening. I've been listening to reviews for this episode all weekend long and even this morning, okay? And some people seem to think that Alexis is lying. Some people seem to think that there is some truth to it, what she's saying. And then some people seem to think that she's flat out telling the truth, okay? Me, I'm on the fence. I'm with the people that say there's probably some truth to what she's saying. The reason why is because if I know you talk to this dude, okay, and then I start lying about where he was at a point or at a time, you could easily be like, huh? What are you talking about? He was with me. He left there with me. He called me right after there, like 5 minutes after I was on my way home. He was on his way home, and me and him talked on the phone the entire time. So how was he with you? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So to me, Alexis, there was a little truth to that. Whether he kissed her or not, whether he paid for the tow truck or he called his own AAA or what, okay? Either or, excuse me, either or. Whatever happened, she knew that he was not with Divine, probably because he was with her. She knew it. He was with her. Otherwise, how could she say where he was? How could she be so sure that he wasn't with Divine at this time after the wine bar that day? And she went in on him. Now, it doesn't make sense for him to be with her and be kissing her and helping her and stuff like that. But then again, with him seeing how emotional she was it kind of does make sense for him to try to talk her off the ledge about him being a jerk and him being untrue and him being a liar. So maybe he was trying to smooth that over. You know what I mean? So, okay, that happened. Divine was like, oh, why is you kissing on him if you don't want him? You know what I mean? Alexis went in to say he has a big belly and he's not a good kisser. Oh, really? He has a big belly and he's not a good kisser? But we still sitting here talking about him. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm with Divine on that. I'm with her on that. Like, Alexis, if you don't want him, he's not a good kisser. He doesn't take care of himself, like you said. He has a big belly. Why the hell are we still talking about this man? I'm talking about Divine. Divine should be about the only person sitting here singing his praises. There shouldn't be anyone here trying to go in on him. You should be singing Brent's praises, but you're not singing Brent's praises because you don't know shit about Brent, because you and Brent just started kicking it. Really. If you know what I'm saying? If we being honest here. Okay, so Tommy, breaks them up, says, listen, we need to act like ladies here. Because Alexis, she was like really trying to hit below the belt. And I was just like, I can't with her. I can't. And I still can't. But Tommy breaks the news to them that it's going to be 4 couples at the end. I have to say that my feeling about that is negative. I am not upset, but I'm just like, really? I think it was extremely whack of OWN and Ready to Love producers to let it be 4 couples at the end. No. But okay, they did it. That's what they did. So since they did it like that, now we have Alexis and Brent, London and Divine, what's his name? Goodness gracious, I can't. Mario and Tandy, and Darren and Ashima. Okay, so we're going to go by couple because everybody except Darren and Ashima went to meet each other's family. Okay, now let's just start with Darren and Ashima because they didn't have the family meetup. Tommy met with Ashima and she was, saying how Brent is doing and how, the separation at this time because his father had a heart attack has brought them closer together and she really feels like he's the one and blah, blah. And he says he's going to come back, but let's hope that really happens. And Tommy's like, okay, bet, good. So that's great. That's fantastic. So let's start with another. I'm sorry, I'm just getting out lotion. Let's go with another couple. How about we go with Mario and Tandy first? Now, let me just say that I really like Mario and I really like Tandy. And Mario and Tandy together as a couple, I don't hate it. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I like them together, okay? If this show is real and if they really do have a connection, I like it together. People that I listen to, they point out the differences that these two people have and how they may not be a good couple with one another. But to me, the proof is in the pudding. It's about the two people, and if they want it to work, you know what I mean? And if they feel like it's worth it to like actually put in work, So they go and they meet, or Tandy comes and she meets Mario's family. I'm sorry, I'm so congested. She meets Mario's family, and it's his mother, his cousin, and his daughter. And his daughter seems to be grown. I don't know how old she was supposed to be. I was listening to someone else, and they were saying that she was supposed to be like 16, 17, but she looked older than that to me. But when Tandy came over, they were like, ooh, Tandy is a bad bee or whatever. You know, basically complimenting Mario on Tandy. Tandy was rocking the big hair when she went to meet his family. Okay. She was rocking like a high-waisted jean and like a crop top. And so you saw like a sliver of her waist, like her midriff or whatever. It wasn't really inappropriate. I mean, it was very laid back. The meeting was very laid back. They were drinking wine, and it looked like they were eating something. So the family, they give her compliments. She shakes their hand, and then they sit down and they start talking. And they're asking her, has she seen Mario's not bad side, but his dark side, like him going off on people and, you know, cursing people out. And she was like, not yet, or whatever. And we all know Tandy's personality. Basically, Mario's representative and Tandy's representative, who has let her real self peek out a little bit. Basically, Mario's representative have told the real Mario, you don't want none of Tandy's, the real Tandy, okay? So you might want to tread lightly before you let that out, okay? Don't let it out and on her like lightly, okay? Basically, that's basically what Mario's representative have told the real Mario. Okay, you might want to tread lightly before you come for her. Okay, because the real Tandy, which we got a little small peek of, ain't nothing to be played with. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. So then they start asking, well, rather, the cousin asks Tandy about submitting to a man. Like, how do you feel about submission? And Tandy is like, I feel like both of us would like mutually submit. And the cousin was like, that ain't what the Bible say. Fuck you mean that ain't what the Bible say? Like, first of all, okay, we sitting down here talking about how this man just dated through a bunch of women and came out with me. That ain't what the Bible say. Okay, me and you, or all of us are sitting down here kicking it or whatever. Now that me and this man have come to the conclusion that we're the one for one another. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out where the Bible comes in on all of this. Really, that's kind of like really what I'm trying to do. When it come down to submitting or not submitting or whatever, why, or a question that you ask me about submitting, why would you say after I answer the question, that ain't what the Bible say? Right then and there, I was like, I don't like the cousin. I don't like the cousin because I don't like how she was like, that ain't what the Bible say. I didn't feel like I was looking at a family or even a woman in the cousin that is following the Bible to the letter. That ain't what the Bible, and so what, that ain't what the Bible say. But Tandy handled it good. Tandy just kind of gave her a dumbass look, just like I just was like, Tandy was like, that ain't what the Bible say. Whatever. Anyway, they asked Tandy about her dark side. And she was like, what's with y'all in the dark sides? And they were like, well, what is the worst thing that you've ever done? And Tandy was like, spray paint someone's car. And then the mother was like, oh, you seem like our kind of girl. Don't get me wrong. The conversation could have been edited. But my next question would have been, did you do that in the name of love, Tandy? Like, did you spray paint like one of your boyfriend's cars? Tandy's never been married, but I do believe she has a child, okay? She did mention that she had never been married. Okay, so, that happened. Mario goes and she meets Tandy's mother. This was, and her daughter, I think, or and the sister. It was very uneventful. Totally uneventful. Nothing that I can even remember happened. Except Tandy was saying that her mom was looking at Mario like she wanted to get with him. Actually, when it came down to all the men, like in their looks, and not necessarily their personality, But their looks, Mario's like my favorite. Anyway, let's see. Alexis, she meets Brent's mom, and I think, who else was it? Excuse me. Sorry. I'm just trying to get this video out into the world. Alexis meets Brent's mom. She comes in. She meets her. She's like, oh, hey, you know, hugging her, whatever. She's, you know, you're pretty, whatever. Sorry. And then they sit down to eat. And Brent's mom says, so I heard about the cabin trip. And Alexis replies, yeah, there was another gentleman there that I was like feeling. But he did not perform. He just couldn't perform. Her whole answer, her whole body language, her aura, everything up in there was just off, off, off. It was off. Why the hell are you telling his mom about what went down at the cabin with her, with you and another nigga? Why don't you tell his mom what went down at the cabin about you and her son? Because when I'm talking about Brent, when Brent went home and told his mother about what happened at the cabin, he told his mother about what the positive things that happened between you and him at the cabin. How about if his mother never told, he never told his mother anything negative about what went down with you in London because it doesn't matter to him? How about that, Alexis? How about you needed to kind of like elaborate or kind of just like make it known to his mom about the fact that you and her son kind of became closer at the cabin. I kind of think that he was looking for that and his mom was looking for that. I can't. Anyway, he goes and meets her people. I think it was her mom and somebody else. I can't even remember. And that was uneventful as well. Uneventful. So Divine meets London's parents, his mom and his dad. He looks just like them both put together, his mom and his dad. And so they're there and they are, another person who did a review on this show was saying that they feel like London is the type of man that, he's like more feminized. He's looking for a woman to be sweating him like Divine seems like she's doing. He's looking for a woman to be taken over like it seems like Divine would be doing. And whatnot. And they were like, oh, I could see it in his parents that his mother is more domineering. I didn't see that. Personally, I didn't see that. I saw that they were just a couple. His father might have been a little bit more soft-spoken, but he did say words that he needed to say or whatever. And they were trying to get to know Divine. And Divine was like, did she say, oh yeah, she was like, yeah, I really am feeling your son. And I'm saying I would, give him a baby. And I already got the name picked out, Paris. I took it as a joke, but in her confessional, she was acting like she was being real. Of course, London, Paris. So I took it as a joke. Because Divine is like 44 years old. And I'm just not from the place, me personally, I'm 45. I am not from the place where people in their mid-40s are having babies. But I guess with the right man, maybe you would want to do that. I don't know. So did anybody meet? Oh yes, they met her auntie. They Divine's auntie, I think it was, and her family. He came there and met. I don't remember anything about it, meaning it was uneventful. And of course, like I said, Ashima didn't and Darren didn't do that because Darren was away, taking care of his father. Okay, so now it's like this. You guys are going to meet somewhere. If you show up there and the other person doesn't show up, that means that they wasn't with it. They don't want to get with you. They don't want to leave the show with you. So what they did was they played tricks on our minds, the audience, okay, by telling us, oh, if the person doesn't show up, then they don't want you. And they show Alexis showing up to like an amusement park and standing there waiting, looking at her watch, and people walking up to her, asking her, is she good or whatever. And it seemed like she waiting for an hour, but that was just probably camera tricks or, you know, TV tricks. She was probably out there for 2 minutes before he came walking up. You feel me? But that's what they try to do. And just telling us, oh, if nobody shows up, then that means they don't want you. Because we all hoped, we were all hoping for Alexis to be left out there with no one coming to claim her. Okay, we all hoped for it, but it just didn't happen. Okay. Brent finally came. I'm gonna get them out the way. Brent finally came. He had one single red rose. Okay, and you know, they hugged. All right, so you here, I'm here. So that means you want to, you know, you want to like move forward. You want to date outside of this thing. Yeah, let's date outside of this thing. All right, then. Bye. Walk away in a respective areas, it seemed like. I mean, that's not what happened, but they might as well have, because the shit wasn't romantic. The shit wasn't heartfelt. It just didn't seem like nothing. Okay, they might as well have came there. He gave her the rose and been like, so, now we're going to be dating. I could call you now. I could call you after this. I felt like it was crazy that Alexis even at the earlier in the show that she made a big deal about London kissing her. I guess it was because they were supposed to be over at this time. So that's why it was a big deal. Because I'm like, haven't you guys been kissing? I know him and Divine been kissing. Anyway, them two barely kissed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, Darren and Ashima. Ashima came walking up with that pink dress on, and another YouTuber had pointed out that that was not a good dress for Ashima, that she should have wore something A-line and something, you know, to push the girls up more. And let me just say, I completely agree. That bandage dress was not the dress for Ashima. It just wasn't, Ashima. That was not a good dress for you. But, I mean, the person that's dressing you should have taken, you know, your body type into consideration, and you should have worn something more A-line. I agree with that other YouTuber. Anyway, he came there, you know, he professed his like to her. He gave her, did he give her flowers? I don't remember if he had flowers. I thought he had something in his hand. But anyway, when they walked off, he actually picked her up and walked off the bridge with her. And I thought it was so romantic. Just a moment. Excuse me. I'm a little sick, just a little. So, he walked off the bridge holding her, like carrying her off the bridge. I thought it was so romantic. And you know another thing I want to point out about Ashima? That is Ashima's hair. Ashima has nice hair. She has like a nice grade of hair. It's, you know, a nice length. And she does, you know, she does it in a cute way. But that is Ashima's hair. Darren's hair, on the other hand, I don't particularly like it. It looks like what happened is he had a big nappy fro with like a bunch of dreads sticking out of it. And he just decided to shave the sides. And now he just has that mohawk. I do not like his hair at all. I like his personality. I had heard that he was a Capricorn. My husband's a Capricorn. I like his personality, but his hair had to go. Mario and Tandy. Mario and Tandy. This is my favorite meetup of the whole thing. Mario's standing there like at the edge of some water or whatever. I don't even know where the hell it is. I guess it's in Atlanta, but it's like a pond right there. And then it's like you could walk right up to it. And he's standing right near the edge of the water. And here comes Tandy, you know, with her bad B walking with this real nice cat suit on. You know what I mean? Where her Coke bottle shape, and she's walking, she's like sauntering up to him, and the whole time he's looking like, what up, boo? And she's looking like, it's all about me and you. That's how she was looking. And he basically gave her the roses. He had like a dozen beautiful, very deep red roses, okay? And she had on her dark lipstick, and she hugs him. And I don't know, if you guys want to rewind it back, you'll be able to see he had like a light patch of makeup on his face the whole time they were talking because of Tandy going cheek to cheek with him. Yes, he did. He had like a light patch of makeup on his cheek. But anyway, none of her lipstick got on him. She had on like a matte lipstick. And, you know, they told each other, I think this is the thing I'm trying to do. And he gave her a necklace with the ring on it. And someone said that it was the clay ring that he made for her, but he went and had it painted. And I missed that part. I didn't know that. But he put it on a necklace for her, put it around her neck. And he was like, because your finger, it needs to be reserved for a real ring that I'll be giving you later on down the line. I said, oh my goodness. Okay, okay. I heard he's a Pisces. Heard it from another YouTuber. And I don't know why, but I really, really like Pisces men. Any Pisces man that I have ever encountered, they have made me feel so good. So that's what Mario is doing to Tandy. I think they make a good couple. A lot of people are like, oh, I think they have their differences. But it's something that you could get through if that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? Okay, London and Divine. Divine is standing there or whatever. London comes walking up with a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Now, it wasn't roses, okay? But it was the type of flowers that my husband always gets me, the ones that open up and they're beautiful. I think they are lilies. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. He gives her the bouquet, and he's like, you know what I mean? You've been my rider this whole time. Like, he always be, you've been riding for me. You've been ride or die. Like, don't nobody want to hear that. You know what I mean? At this point in life, 45 years old, coming from when they first started using the term ride or die back in the 90s. Right now, being called a rider or being somebody's ride or die kind of means that you put up with a lot of bullshit. Okay? And the fact that you stayed with me through the bullshit is the reason why I would call you my ride or die. And I don't like that. I don't know if I like that term anymore. Anyway, she was like, well, I had a weak moment. You know, I let birds chirp in my ear about, you know, you and like whether you were being true or not. And I'm going to skip back. After I finish this. And, you know, at first I was thinking, I don't know if he was being true, but you know what? You is the one for me, blah, blah, blah. They embrace and they going to try to do this thing. And she was like, so we go together now? You my man now? It would have been so easy for him to be like, you know it, you got that right. Yes, boo. We, you know, it's us against the world, whatever. He did not answer her. He didn't answer her. Okay. Now, that was the meetups, and that was pretty much the show. But let me skip back real quick. She did confront him about the stuff that, I'm talking about Divine, did confront London about the stuff that he was saying, or that Alexis said that he said. So she was like, yeah, you supposedly met up with her after the wine bar, you know, got a tow truck for her because she locked her keys in her car and then pulled her to you and kissed her while y'all was out there waiting for the tow truck. This was him. Huh? And mind you, my is 10 times better than his. His was fake as hell. Mine was real just now. This, huh? Now that's a real, huh? His was like, huh? Like he was fucking lying. He was lying. Okay? And I think it's going to come out in the reunion. The thing with Alexis and her bullshit, I think it's derived from the truth. I don't think it's all the truth. I think it's derived from the truth. I think she put a couple of little things in there to equal up to how she feels and what she had to say. But do I think it's all true? No. Do I think he's true? No. I think he's lying. He's a player. I don't like London. I don't know what either one of those ladies saw in him. With that being said, he in his confessional, he was like, I mean, I don't know where this lady is coming from with all this stuff. I've moved on. Why hasn't she? I think she hasn't moved on because she gave you a little something more, something to make it seem like it's solidified y'all's relationship. And so did Divine give you that. And I don't know if it was sex, but it was something. Okay? I think it was sexual if it wasn't sex. But she gave that to you and you did not give her your loyalty in return. That is my thought on it. We will see at the reunion, hopefully. Because one thing I cannot stand is a reunion that nothing comes of. Just a moment. I can't stand a reunion and everything don't get pulled out into the open. Okay, so let's hope that that's what happens. Okay, so also I wanted to talk about just the whole narrative of this show and how it was supposed to work and then how it went down. Everybody knows that these 10 people were supposed to be dating on each other or trying to get to know each other until they narrowed down, you know, one person or maybe two people that they were really interested in. And then they needed to narrow that down to one by the end of the show. Okay. And that is what ended up happening. Did tempers flare? Yes, tempers flared. But even last season, I'm talking about the real season 1 with Shay and Mike. Remember Shay and Mike? From last season, Shay and Mike had this big blowout fight like at the very end of the season. But then Mike realized that she's having her blowout because she really is feeling you. And to me, that it looked like a little Alexis London thing or a Divine London thing. But anyway, a lot of people talk about how Alexis played the game. I personally feel like it's just her personality to be a B. You know what I mean? And I really actually liked Alexis all the way up until the last episode, okay? This particular episode here, she carried on with me not liking her and thinking that she was a crazy person from the way that she was conducting herself. I don't care if you are losing out on something. You don't conduct yourself like that. But Alexis is 33 years old. You know what I mean? And yes, I do attribute it to her being or having like a lack of maturity. Okay. She was pretty enough, but I'm trying to figure out why people are like here saying, oh, because she's so pretty. She has that pretty girl syndrome. She was no prettier than any of the other chocolatey, short hair, nappy hair. And I don't mean it like that, but I'm just saying she has like a little fine, curly, braided hair. Like there was nothing like extremely pretty about her over the other women. Divine is just as pretty as Alexis. Only thing with Alexis is she's younger. She's younger. That's it. That is it. And when it comes down to like matters of the heart, a lot of times when you're younger, you handle things differently. Or when you have less experience, let's say, you handle things differently. And it's to the point with Alexis and Brent where she doesn't give a damn about Brent's feelings. She will sit there and go in on poor London, and Brent is sitting there like, why is my girl going in on this other guy? Supposed to be my girl now. She just don't even know how to act accordingly. And then let me get on Divine real quick. Because Divine ain't Divine. Being 44 years old, you know, yes, I'm holding you to a higher standard. I'm wondering why you can't decipher with this man that he's a player. Now he's playing you. And he's lying and doing dumb shit like that. That's all I'm going to say because about them two, because you could see that in the reunion, something's going to come out. And let me just say, I'm going to get on here about that reunion, like when the reunion does happen. And I'm going to review the show. And if the reunion is as poor as this last episode, I'm going to give it to them. You guys got to do better, Ready to Love. Let's let some stuff come out in the reunion this time. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Anyway, that was my commentary on Ready to Love. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Comment. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Agree or disagree. I want to hear what y'all have to say. And subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be having much more content coming out, especially come January when all my shows come back on. Peace.